feet. Everybody has them. They're those things below your ankles at the end of your legs. Most people have two of them. Today, we're going to talk about your feet. My name is Vic McInnes, and in 6 years in the Army and in 2 deployments, I had a lot of training on feet, and I did a lot of well feet inspections. I know a lot about feet. Today, we're going to talk about 3 main things. First of all, we're going to talk about your feet and what's inside your feet. We're going to talk about problems that Americans have with their feet. And then we're going to talk about what you can do about your foot problems. So the first thing we're going to talk about is your feet. Everyday Health points out that there are 42 muscles, 26 bones, 33 joints, and 50 ligaments and tendons in every foot. TheGoodBody.com points out that is a quarter of the bones in the human body are located in the feet at the bottom. In addition to that, the foot has 250,000 sweat glands. And GoodBody.com also points out that 80% of some Americans, that's 8 out of 10, have foot problems or foot pain at some point in times in their lives. That's 8 out of 10 of us have foot problems. So let's talk about that. My second main point is going to be the problems, most common problems people have with their feet. The first most common problem that everybody knows about is athlete's foot. You probably could have guessed that. Athlete's foot, according to Medical News Today, is a fungal infection that causes cracking or peeling around the toes, but it can also spread to the soles of the feet, the heels, the hands, the scalp, and the groin. Now, if that's not bad enough to have cracking, peeling, and itching in all those places, that cracking can lead to open sores, which can lead to bacterial infections anywhere where you have athlete's foot fungal infections. The second biggest problem with people's feet, according to the Mayo Clinic, are corns and calluses. Corns and calluses are buildup of skin in areas where there is excessive rubbing. Now, corns and calluses become a problem because they can form a hard kernel at the center that can become inflamed and very painful and have to be surgically removed. So, this is usually caused by excessive rubbing of a specific part of your foot, caused by ill-fitting shoes, or by not wearing socks while you're wearing shoes. Now, the third problem that we're going to talk about, and this is according to Medscape.com, is high arches and flat feet. Now, they're the exact opposite, but they can both cause the same problems. Strain and pain on the tendons and ligaments within the body of the foot. Now, there's a lot of different causes of high arches and flat feet. And one of those is even genetic. So you may not be able to do anything about whether or not you have high arches or flat feet. But with proper fitting shoes, you can alleviate some of the pain associated with having high arches or flat feet. So now we've talked about the 3 of the main problems that people have that cause pain with their feet. Let's talk about what you can do to make sure your feet stay healthy. First of all, according to WebMD, they gave 4 actions that you can take. First of all, boost your flexibility. Stretch. If your gait is stretched and your tendons and the muscles, both within your feet, your legs, and your back, are more flexible, you're going to have a more natural gait, and that's going to help with some of those 50 ligaments and tendons in your foot. The second thing they recommend, get rid of your high heels, or at least don't wear high heels most of the time, or even a large part of the time. A high heel puts pressure on the wrong parts of the foot, and that pressure and strain can lead to both corns and calluses, but also strain in those 50 ligaments and tendons within the foot. Third, wear shoes that fit. A lot of us buy our shoes online, and we get shoes that don't really fit, but we sort of bear with it. Go buy shoes at a quality shoe store every once in a while, where someone will help you fit your feet so that you know exactly what size shoes you should wear. Fourth, from the Mayo Clinic, is trim your toenails very carefully. In addition to those open sores and wounds like we talked about, not letting your toenails grow too long and rubbing inside your shoe will help in preventing problems with your feet. Now, Harvard University also has one other solution, which they said is the single thing you should do to make your feet healthier, and that's to use foot powder. It cuts down on the amount of dampness, which can help with athlete's foot from those 250,000 sweat glands, but also it reduces the friction so there's less rubbing and repetitive rubbing, which will help with the calluses and the corns. So today, we talked about your feet. We talked about the foot itself was my first main point. My second main point was 3 very common problems that people have with their feet. And then my third main point was what we can do about it. 4 suggestions from WebMD and 1 suggestion from Harvard University. So here's what I want you to do today after you listen to my speech. Sometime today, you're going to have your shoes off. Take a minute, take 2 minutes, and look at your feet. Examine your feet. See if you're having problems with your foot. See if there's excessive rubbing, a corner or a callus building up, if you have athlete's foot, or if you're having pain, where that pain's coming from. And if your feet are happy, you'll be happy.